Mr. Bryden. Thank you, Self, for leaving notes. Hello, welcome to my party. Oi.
Hello?
We always chase running people. That's the rule.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Did you see a young girl with blonde hair pass by here?
No, lass. There you are. Are you Thomasina Bateman?
What's that look? Who's asking?
No, why do you ask?
Oh, I'm rather desperate to find her. I invited her all the way out here.
You're that
only to
shit!
Let her down.
Are you Mr. Shoulder?
Jerry Clavicle!
I am.
Heavens! I'd given up on finding you.
Sorry, I don't follow.
Apologies, I'm not sure why I lied. I am Thomasina Bateman.
Oh,
I'm distrustful.
how marvelous. Please take a seat, Miss Bateman. We have much to discuss.
You've proven to be quite the enigma, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm mortified. I
Did you
offer
have diarrhea?
1,000 apologies. You see, I've been bound to my bed these past few days with a terrible fever.
How dreadful. I take it you're feeling better now?
Aye. I were on me way to find you when I stopped here to catch me breath. I've not much go in me these days.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I were worried you'd have given up on me and left town.
I had no idea what had become of you, Mr. Shoulder. I spent a good amount of time pounding on your front door.
I'm embarrassed. I really am. I've been doing my best to sleep through the fever. I am so very sorry. Please accept my apology, Miss Bateman.
Fine, Mr. Shoulder.
I was gonna
I've
say
come all
fine.
this way. Let us speak of the business at hand.
Marvelous.
I've just learned that my father was part of a previous excavation of Hob's Barrow some 25 years ago. Why didn't you mention this in your letter?
What? Where did you hear that?
I have my means.
I swear, Miss Bateman, I had no idea.
I take it you will also deny delivering me my father's journal?
I'm confused. What journal?
My father's journal was slipped under my door at the Plough and Furrow. It wasn't you who did this?
I've been bound to me bed, lass. What an extraordinary coincidence. You are following in your father's footsteps.
It would seem so, Mr. Shoulder.
His footsteps lead to bad places, Thomasina.
Why did you invite me to excavate Hob's Barrow?
I've always been curious about the colourful folklore surrounding the place. My father told me all sorts of stories about it when I were a wee fellow. Stories that some folk around here take a little too seriously. Especially after those lads entered the Barrow a while back.
How did you know about me?
I saw your interview in the Bakewell Times. A young lady travelling about the land, digging up barrows. Perfect for the job.
Is there more
But
method?
why do you wish to excavate the barrow?
I want to see what those lads found in there. My curiosity has grown over the years. Now it is time for the mystery to be solved.
I must say I am rather eager to find out what's in there myself.
Trouble!
I've managed to find Hob's Barrow, but Mr. Bryden is yet to give me permission to excavate.
Is that so? Keep trying. You'll relent eventually.
Perhaps you could have a word with him.
Oh no. A lovely young lass such as yourself has a better chance of changing his mind than a shaky old goat like me.
He loves goats.
You told me in your letter there would be no issue gaining access to the barrow.
That's
I didn't foresee any when I wrote to you. I'm sorry this has been more complicated than anticipated. Don't give up yet, Miss Bateman. Keep trying with Mr. Bryden.
Did you know my father?
I don't believe so. What's his name?
William Bateman. He was in Bewley for at least a few days, from my understanding.
I'm sorry, lass. The name doesn't ring a bell.
Are you sure you had no idea of my father's involvement in the previous excavation?
I'm quite sure. A most fascinating coincidence, but Nothing more than that.
I'm starting to wonder if it's more than mere coincidence, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman, I did not take you for a credulous individual.
I'm none of the sort.
She thinks everything's hogwash.
What can you tell me about the previous excavation of Hobbs Barrow?
Oh, it were 25 years ago, or thereabout. Back then, Bewley were undergoing a period of great strife. Samuel Bryden hadn't harvested a single crop for 2 seasons. Even Hernwood was sick. Berries went to rot almost as quickly as they grew. Folks started to believe the ground were blighted. Disease spread through the livestock too. People were going hungry, a panic set in.
That sounds terrible.
Aye, but I managed to keep myself fed. These things happen in nature, but the blame for it all fell on Hobbs Barrow. It was long said that a goblin made his home there. A rumor took root that the goblin were not best pleased with the villagers. In revenge for some unperceived slight, the goblin placed a curse on the soil itself. The villagers believed that ridding the barrow of its lodger would put an end to it all.
Hogwash. My father would have paid no heed to such tales.
Whether it were his intent to join the excavation when coming here, I do not know. But whatever it were that Samuel Bryden and those lads did inside that barrow, people say it did the trick. The crops started to grow back, and health returned to the livestock. Bewley were no longer in the grip of dark forces. You must understand, folk here are a superstitious lot. They don't want you disturbing
Dear old Dad
whatever
had an
it were
accident.
those lads did. As far as the villagers are concerned, the problem were fixed. The thought of another excavation must be conjuring panic that you'll undo whatever it were they did.
This does explain a lot.
And it's also why I'd venture nobody around here wants you to touch the place.
Except for you.
I want to know what's there.
Surely you don't believe these tales of goblins and curses to be true?
Not at all. However, I suspect those lads did find something in the barrow. But did it have any connection to failing crops and dying livestock? No. I can assure you there's nothing to fear. Coincidence reigns supreme.
So what do you think they found?
That is for us to discover, Miss Bateman.
Who was the third man who joined my father and Mr. Bryden on the excavation?
I'm afraid I don't know. Although I'd heard about the excavation and I were intrigued by it, I mostly stayed at home during that time. The atmosphere in the village was rather too tense for my liking. And besides, the
tense.
excavation were undertaken with an air of mystery about it.
Tell me more of this folklore you mention.
It is said that Hobbs Barrow is home to a goblin. Everyone in Bewley has some version or another of this story. But the version my father told me as a child described the barrow as a thin place. The goblin were deemed to be the guardian of this so-called thin place.
Tell me more about this goblin.
Some said he were a mischievous little mite, snatching newborn lambs and smashing windows with pebbles. Others said he were friendly, there to lend a helping hand in times of strife. The latter of which makes it all the more surprising as to why the previous excavation took place. My father's stories put the goblin in the mischievous category. Saxnot, he called the creature. I recall one such anecdote, that Saxnot entered Bewley and ordered a pair of boots to be made by the cobbler. However, when collecting them, he insisted on paying for them with a bag of sow's teeth. The cobbler was so scared of angering the goblin that he accepted.
A colourful tale indeed, Mr. Shoulder.
How much does
Has
a
any
tooth go
explanation
for?
been offered for why this Saxnot cursed the soil?
Your guess is as good as mine, lass.
What is a thin place?
A place where one can walk between worlds, where the flesh meets the spirit world.
Some
Just
sort of Dia de los
superstition, of
Muertos
course, as
situation.
you will know.
I had a peculiar dream last night. I met a creature at Hobbs Barrow. I suppose you might say it was a goblin. It told me it had saved my father from trouble inside Hobbs Barrow. I'll admit the coincidence of this is somewhat astounding.
A remarkable coincidence, but nothing more than that.
But there is still one thing that puzzles me. The goblin told me proof of its claims would await me in the morning. Surely enough, I awoke to find that my father's journal had appeared in my room.
Very queer indeed.
Mr. Shoulder, you invited me here, to a town I'd never heard of, only for me to discover that my own father was here 25 years before. And not only that, but that he was also embroiled in some sort of superstitious hysteria which goes against everything he ever taught me. Something is wrong here. This must be more than mere coincidence.
It's strange, I'll give you that.
Like,
But please remember who you are, Miss Bateman.
if we were playing Knights of the Old Republic 2, just be like, it's a force. And we go, okay.
This is my father's journal.
Incredible. Can I look inside?
You may.
Look at these drawings. Wonder what it all means.
You and I both. It all feels very out of character for my father.
I'm sure you'll find the answers beneath the soil, Miss Bateman.
Midichlorians. He said drawings like Simon. Hello, my name is Simon, and I like to do drawings.
What do you make of this strange stone?
A carving of a cockerel?
Yes, it was strapped to my father's journal. Do you think it could have something to do with the previous excavation?
Possibly, though I'm not aware of the motif having any meaning around these parts.
Is this your glove?
I've been looking all over for that. Where did you find it?
In the alley behind the plough and furrow on the night of my arrival.
Yeah, you
Were
shit.
you there?
As I say, I've been bedbound for several days, Miss Bateman.
How odd.
Can I please have it back?
Here.
Thank you. We're peas of the same pod, Miss Bateman. I knew you wouldn't be frightened by a few old stories. It will be interesting to see what those lads found in there.
Trouble!
Certainly.
Thank you so very much for responding to my letter and for coming here. We have some great discoveries to make, you and I.
I sincerely hope so.
And a chance to follow in your father's footsteps. Right, time for me to shift these old bones. I'm to take me a spot of the plough and furrow. I'll be there all night should you need me assistance.
Thank you, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm sorry again for giving you the runaround. I promise I am not beyond redemption. I won't let you down again. See you soon.
I was starting to wonder if Mr. Shoulder even existed.
Mr. Shoulder has shown himself. This is Arthur's mom's bench, Margaret.
Margaret's Lookout. Dedicated to Arthur's mother.
Whoop, I didn't mean to say them into look. Oh! I got an achievement!
A fine spot to take a rest.
It's like we had already used it.
The day was starting to
Accidental
test me.
achievement.
The word coincidence felt insufficient to explain what was happening. It was after that first conversation with Leonard Shoulder that I started entertaining thoughts of a truly irrational nature. What if my dream wasn't just a dream? What if it was all more than simple coincidence? What if that thing really could help my father?
That'd be good. Is this how we get to what's the dingus's name? Place? Mountain Dew is advertising. They finally figured it out. So it does like ads in like the middle?
Mummy,
Get away from the fire, Thomasina.
what are you burning?
Nothing. Just waste. Now go inside.
Okay. Just slides out after a bit. I'm gonna to look at it, Mummy.
Abrax. Mummy, what is this?
Waste. Burn it.
You burning books, Mummy.
Good day, Mr. Bryden.
Miss,
I...
I'll stop you there. I know what you're going to ask. No, I haven't changed my mind. There'll be no digging here, lass.
Mr. Bryden, allow me to explain. There has been an astonishing development this morning.
Yes?
My father was with your brother during the excavation.
Oh,
Yes. Can you believe it? I had no idea he had been here.
the answer's still no, lass. I saw what happened to poor Samuel. I won't risk the same happening to anyone else.
But
That's enough now. You can feast your eyes on that hovel to your heart's content, but there'll be no digging.
Oh shit, they're scanning the images and identifying Mountain Dew can/bottles? Really? Mr. Bryden!
No questions. I'm not interested.
Ah!
but
Off with you.
Off with you. I'm gonna go in your house.
Mr. Bryden is right there.
I know. I'm gonna take your bucket.
This is not mine to...
I'm gonna say hey to this goat. See if there's new words. No.
What a wild-looking thing.
Back to the plow and furrow, I suppose. Or maybe, while we're out here, to the burrow. Or barrow. Here, let's look at this again. AR.
I must gain Mr. Bryden's permission. I must gain Mr...
Yeah. That's pretty good. Hello? What? Are you having a trouble? Am I having a trouble? We can get more worms. But we shouldn't until we know what to do with them. My extreme text didn't show up. Oh. Woof, woof, woof. Here, I'm gonna tell Mr. Crozier that we've met Leonard Shoulder. See if he cares.
Good day.
Hey up.
Did we ask him? Oh, stuck knife.
Look at this, Mr. Crozier. It's my father's journal.
Oh, aye? Why are you showing me?
I don't know.
Did you slip it under my door last night?
Ha! Have you gone daft?
Yes,
Why would I have your father's journal?
I don't know.
Never mind.
I'm asking
Did the
everyone.
sketches inside mean anything to you?
Looks like a load of rubbish to me.
I found out my father visited Bewley 25 years ago. William Bateman, perhaps you remember him?
I would have been just a lad. What were he here for?
That's what I intend to find out.
Digging.
What do you make of this stone?
Don't look like out to me.
What is out?
Are you familiar with any local folklore?
Oh, aye. The old cobbler used to tell me some right stories. Swore he sold a pair of boots to a goblin when he were a young man.
A goblin, you say? I take it this cobbler was a regular at the Plough and Furrow?
Never drank a day in his life.
How is it spelled?
Sober as a
O-W-T.
judge. Have you been to the Devil's Toe?
I have.
Yes, I'm familiar with
That's
the
where I got
cairn.
your shit.
Some say they've seen the goblin's daughter there, playing her fiddle. Can't say I've seen her myself, mind.
Is her name Jane?
Do you know any other stories about this goblin?
I don't have the time to be standing here gossiping about old wives' tales.
Apologies.
What do you got to do? Make a hoof? Make a horseshoe?
I'm having some trouble extricating a knife from a table in the Plough and Furrow. Might I borrow a pair of pliers?
A knife, you say? I can get that out for you.
That's very kind of you, Mr. Crozier.
Think nothing of it. Wait here.
I thought you didn't have time. For piddly shit.
That were a struggle. Here you are.
Bless.
Thank you so much.
Where knives are stuck, I'll be there.
Does the name Saxnot mean anything to you?
Never heard of it. What is it?
Never mind. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
What? Oh, resin. What the fuck is this? Oh wait, that's the stone.
I should be careful. The blade is sharp. I've collected this lump of waxy resin.
I think I already talked to her, and she was mean. She's like, I got lots of shit to do.
Good
I
day.
got kicked in the
Still
sack
setting up your
once.
stall. Come back later.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're slow as shit, lady, yeah.
Hello again, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman.
I've still not been able to gain permission to excavate from Mr. Bryden.
Is that so? Perhaps you could show him something that might change his mind.
I've walked 3 county miles since you started, yeah.
I've still not been able to...
Is that perhaps...
What else can you tell me about this Saxnot?
Try not to worry yourself too much with these old stories. Leave those to the locals, Miss Bateman.
Have others spoken of goblins appearing in their dreams?
A dream is a dream, that is all. They merely make for good stories.
I know, I know.
But to answer your question, no, not to my knowledge.
Hogwash.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm sure the locals have filled you in already, lass.
They don't seem to like you.
You cut quite the mysterious figure. Most had little to say.
It's true, I do tend to keep my head down. When one gets to my age, one grows very comfortable in one's home. I like the isolation of the moors. I wouldn't change it for anything.
I take it you don't get many visitors.
Oh no, nobody bothers me. That's the perk of living so far out, huh? Just me and me hens. I used to come into Bewley more often, back before my health went to bugger, eh?
Dreams almost never make for good stories. Yeah. The connective tissue is so nonsense.
What do you think of Bewley?
Whilst one could consider the villages to be rather unenlightened, this place has its charm. The market's in town today. You can see that folk want fun out here.
Is there anything else I should know about Hobbs Barrow, Mr. Shoulder?
No, lass. I'm
Not a
certain
damn thing.
we will know a lot more about it by this time tomorrow.
I hope so. What else can you tell me about...
I think I covered it earlier. As you yourself said, it were a time.
What was it like, living in that period of hysteria?
I kept to myself. It didn't really affect me. My hens stayed healthy and their eggs kept me well fed. If one can keep a level head in such situations, one can get by.
Indeed. Is there anything else I should be aware of before my own excavation? No other ghouls I should be worried about?
Ah, you know the answer to that. The corruption in that soil were all in the minds of men.
What do you make of Lord Panswick?
His lordship is an important man in Bewley, as I'm sure you have gathered. His family has
I hate
commanded
him.
much respect here for many generations.
Do you respect him as a leader?
I do. He wants the best for the village. Without his influence, the railway line would have never come through here.
Does he want more visitors?
Aye, I believe so. He has great ambitions for Bewley and wants to share them with the world.
What do you make of Mildred Walker?
Who?
I believe she's also known as Mother Mildred.
Oh, we used to get about when we were children. Our paths have not crossed in a long while.
What do you think of Charles Bryden?
He is a decent man. It must have been hard for him after that terrible business with his brother.
Without a doubt. I must say, I had assumed you had at least spoken to him about my visit.
Yeah,
Sorry,
ass.
lass. I had no intention of giving you the runaround. Again, I can only apologise.
If you don't mind me asking, what is the nature of your ongoing illness?
Diarrhea.
Oh, just the ravages of age. Getting off this bench will be a small battle in itself. Something you won't need to worry about for many a year, Miss Bateman.
Growing old is a blessing and a curse. And what of your recent fever?
An ordeal it were. So much tossing and turning. But I'm right as rain now, especially after a mug of ale. Don't worry about me.
What are Lord Panswick's plans for Bewley?
Shitting.
He's rebuilding an old chapel on his estate. He seeks to bring God back to these lands.
But what of St. Edmunds? I think Father Roach might argue God has never left.
Indeed. Let's leave such arguments to them, shall we?
Thank you for your time.
Aye, Miss Bateman. We will speak more later.
You found old Leonard, I see.
Yes, finally. I've had some rather unbelievable news, Stanley.
Oh? Remarkable.
Quite the coincidence, is it not?
Black.
Remarkable. Just remarkable.
Do you recall my father from back then?
I'm afraid not. Those were my droving days, you see. I didn't spend much time in Bewley, but an interesting turn of events nonetheless.
Quite a coinky-dink.
What do you know of Mother Mildred?
I'll tell you what I know about Mother Mildred. She wants locking up.
How so?
She owes me a small fortune on her tab from years ago. Do remind her next time you see her, won't you?
I'd rather not get involved, if you don't mind.
Be careful who you trust, Miss Bateman.
Does the name Saxnot mean anything to you?
No, I can't say it does.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
Not if I see you first. Yuck, yuck, yuck. I'm assuming we gotta go show Mr. Bryden shit in our possession. Maybe, possibly. I don't know. I'm gonna peek around town.
I don't wish to carry around.
Talk to Wally. Oi!
Nobody home. The road disappears over the horizon. I see nothing but moorland.
Forgot. It's a bird. Let's go talk to Mr. Eager Beaver over here. If he's home.
Mr. Long mustn't be in.
Back to Mr. Bryden. To show him everything in my possession. You want some resin? You want a knife? Maybe this journal?
Look, Mr. Bryden, my father's journal. It confirms he was with your brother during the excavation of Hobbs Barrow.
Ha! Take that away from me. I'll be having none of that.
What are your feelings about chickens?
What do you make of this stone, Mr. Bryden? It was strapped to my father's journal.
Wait a minute. Let me see that. By God. Wait here a moment. I need to get something from inside.
Ding, ding, ding.
I waited for what felt like an age. I now realize that Mr. Bryden must have been in a great debate with himself, wondering whether or not to share his own piece of the mystery with me. The goat stared at me, seemingly in pity, as I stood there in that rolling fog. Finally, Mr. Bryden emerged.
Now then, As far as I know, what I have here is the only thing that Samuel brought back from Barrow. Take a look.
Incredible. A pair.
That's been in my drawer ever since Samuel passed. I suppose it might be important, so I kept it safe. Fate is clearly playing a part in your arrival, lass.
Please, Mr. Bryden, allow me to excavate Hobb's Barrow.
Safe in
A
me
place that
drawers.
is no more than dirt and stone.
You're not gonna give up, are you, lass?
I'm not.
Samuel managed to say one thing about those men that helped him. I think it's time I tell you.
Yes?
He stuttered out that one of those fellows could barely walk after they got out of there. Tongue-tied too, the man were.
My father.
You what?
My father. He had an accident around 25 years ago that left him bedbound and unable to talk.
Aye, could be him.
My mother told me it happened in a horse riding accident.
Samuel boarded up that barrow for a reason. Something unnatural occurred, I know it.
Mr. Bryden, we must rely on our rational faculties to explain any...
Promise me you'll be careful. Any sign of trouble, leave without hesitation and we'd board that accursed place up again. Understood?
Wait, you're giving me permission to excavate?
Aye. Against me better judgment. I don't have the energy to stop you, lass.
Thank you so
I'm very
much.
persistent.
I am grateful.
Don't make me regret my decision. Take Samuel's stone.
Are you sure?
Aye. Give it back to me when you're finished, though.
I promise. Thank you. I'll be sure to show you my discoveries, Mr. Bryden.
I'd rather you don't.
Yeah.
Now then, I've got things to get on with.
I don't suppose you can spare any labour to help me with the dig?
Don't push your luck, lass. Market's on today. Plenty of able-bodied men about. Ta-ra now.
Ta-da!
And like that, I finally had permission to excavate Hobb's Barrow. As exciting as that was, I was distracted by what Mr. Bryden said of his brother's associate. There was no doubt in my mind that father was the stricken man he spoke of. You told me he was crippled after coming off his horse. Why did you lie to me? To protect me? To stop me from following in his footsteps? You failed.
Yeah, a fat lot of good that did.
And so did Charles Bryden. He should have said no.
Uh-oh.
You should have never given me that stone.
Uh-oh. We can stop right now! We got the premonitions! From hindsight being 20/20. Is the narrator your ghost or something? I hope not. Is this bitch still at it? God, you're slow. Who's this new guy?
Joe, perhaps you've had enough sugar?
Don't you start an all.
Who are you?
Hello?
Joe?
Oh, aye, she's back again.
Oh, yeah.
Can't a man drink his tea in peace? There's nought for you here, lass.
Horrible man. How many more sugar cubes is he going
Same
to add
old
to his
Joe.
tea? He'll have no teeth left by the end of the day. Hello again, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman.
Mr. Bryden has given me permission to excavate Hobb's Barrow.
Marvellous. I'm sorry you've had to sort all this out in my absence.
Yeah, you've been not
When do we
helpful.
start?
Tomorrow, I hope. But first, I need to recruit some locals to assist with the dig. It's too much work for me to do on my own.
I see. Bewley has its fair share of strapping young lads. You'll find assistance, Miss Bateman.
Thank you for your
I've
time.
only seen old
Aye,
codgers.
Miss Bateman. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
I have nothing else to ask for the time being.
Alright. Hand over the now already. Whatever the hell that is. Mandelbaum! Mandelbaum! That's a good one. Let's see if Father Roach is in here. You never at the thing.
It's locked.
We need to go find Arthur. He's been having a hell of a day. Oh, hey. There's a fox. Probably to show me that there's resin there, but I already got it.
I can't think of anything else to...
Alright. Where the strapping lads at?
Hello, dear.
Good day.
Sydney, must you be so unruly? Run along home now, won't you?
Behave.
I believe we've met.
Miss Thomasina Bateman, the famous antiquarian.
My reputation precedes me.
I can assure you it does.
And you are?
James,
Are you a painter?
you see this beck before you. Look at the water. See how it tumbles and falls. I seek one spot on which my eyes can rest. Be it a stone or a small corner of the current. I meet it with my gaze, and out of the tumbling and falling, a new land rises. I see a new world.
You certainly have the eloquence of an artist. What are you painting?
A new world.
Quite the ambition.
Indeed, my ambition knows no bounds.
Can I see it?
Not yet. It's not
I
finished.
think I hate him.
Such a world is not complete without you in it.
Oh, look.
You flattered me, James.
knew it was
Nonsense. Say you'll let me paint you.
Like one of your French girls? Yeah, maybe you suck.
I haven't even seen your work. What if you can't paint?
Don't fret, my dear. You shall be the shining star of my new world. When the time
This is that
comes,
Panswick
I
fuck,
shall
right?
call
I think
on
so.
What do you make of this stone?
It looks antique. You might want to keep a hold of it.
Do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
I'd like to know more about you, Thomasina. What time do you like to rise in the morning? How do you like your tea? What makes you happy?
He asked too many questions.
Late, with 3 spoons of sugar and spending time with my husband.
Lols.
You disappoint me. I sense no truth in your words. Are you a woman of dubious principles, Thomasina?
You ask too many questions.
Coming from me who asks every question is not, you know.
Do you know Leonard Shoulder?
A man of Bewley?
Yes.
I care not for the men of Bewley. Only for the visitors.
That seems mean.
Was that your dog?
Yes, his name is Sydney. Quite the excitable pup. Don't mind his bark. The little fellow wouldn't hurt a fly.
What do you know of Lord Panswick?
A fine gentleman. Now that is someone who
Definitely
commands
him.
respect.
Do you know him personally?
No, I don't think anyone can really claim that. But what a tiring subject. Shall we discuss something a little more exciting?
Goodbye.
See you soon, my dear.
I am the only question asker here. Yeah, that's right. Is that Sydney barking his ass off? Bewley Station is closed for the time being due to track damage between Bewley and Bakewell. We apologize for the inconvenience caused. It's gotta be him. So cagey, yeah. He's like, oh, that Panswick guy sounds like a real man. What a fellow. What a landowner.
I don't think anyone is hurt.
You want to yell at me, Cyril?
Bugger off!
Thank you.
Ah, the unmistakable charm of old Cyril. Hello, Miss Tompkins.
Hello.
We weren't introduced earlier. My name is Thomasina.
Ma'am?
How do you fare, Miss Tompkins?
I'm waiting for Mr. Ambrose. Have you seen him?
Who's that?
The milkman. Ms. Fenchurch will be ever so cross if I've no milk for his lordship.
I'm afraid I haven't seen him.
Get your daily cousin. Yeah.
You are in the employ of Lord Panswick.
Aye. He employs Arthur Bewley in one way or another.
I'm in need of some help for my excavation. Do you think his lordship could lend me some of his labourers?
Maybe.
Might you introduce me to him?
Sorry,
He's
ma'am,
gonna paint
but
me.
his lordship doesn't take visitors. Any road, I must wait here for Mr. Ambrose. Ms. Fenchurch will be ever so cross if I've no milk for his lordship.
Ever so cross.
If Mr. Ambrose doesn't turn up, and I find you some milk, would you be able to introduce me to Lord Panswick?
His lordship really doesn't like visitors, ma'am.
I'll take the risk.
Miss Fenchurch will be cross with me. But she'll be even crosser if I come back without fresh milk.
Needs
So
that milk.
do we have a deal?
Aye, bring me some milk and I'll take you to his lordship.
Thomasina, we have not
But
seen a
hopefully
single cow.
Mr. Ambrose will arrive soon.
Although the goat might give milk. I think it said that.
Have you been waiting long for Mr. Ambrose?
Aye, he should have been here a good 2 hours ago. He's here every market day, you see. He sells only the freshest milk. Miss Fenchurch swears by it. I hope misfortune hasn't befallen him on his way here.
I'm sure he will turn up.
Oh, I hope so.
Are you familiar with Hobb's Barrow?
What's that?
Never
What's
mind.
that?
What do you make of these stones?
Oh, gives me the creeps.
Why?
Dunno, just a feeling.
The heebiest of jeebies.
Who is Miss Fenchurch?
His lordship's housekeeper.
I'll let you know if I find some fresh milk.
Thank you, ma'am. But tell me if you see Mr. Ambrose, won't you?
I will.
Can I
Pies.
interest you in a pie? Finest mutton in all the county. 2p each.
No, thank you.
I ain't got no
You're
money
missing
still.
out.
Good day.
Freshly picked apples, miss. Would you like to try one on the house like?
It looks questionable. No, always take items.
Yes, please.
Don't eat it.
Here you are, miss.
The apple looks somewhat rotten. It's riddled with holes.
Horseshit.
Good day.
Fresh produce.
What have you got for sale?
I'm selling meat, vegetables, and all sorts of herbs and things. You're welcome to have a gander.
I'll be sure to browse. Do you have any milk for sale?
Not today, sorry.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra, miss.
Ta-ra. I'll pop back in here. Oh, hey. Who's that?
There's nothing else.
Where were you, Walkie? I definitely think we gotta go get goat milk. And we can use that bucket! I've been denied buckets for so long. Yo. I might need to get Mr. Bryden.
I should ask Mr. Bryden for permission before attempting to milk his goat.
Not your bucket to use! Everybody's so keeping of their buckets.
What do you want?
Milk.
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
If you can get any milk out of old Eunice, you're welcome to it.
Eunice?
Me goat. Good luck.
Good luck. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Alright, Eunice. We're gonna be pals, you and I.
All right, we're doing this.
Ah! This is a bad daymare. You evil, Eunice.
I'm not sure what that was.
Nothing good.
I
Trouble.
don't know what's happening to me. All this superstitious nonsense must be getting to my head.
This is not King's Quest. Look at that shitty
The
apple.
apple looks somewhat rotten. It's riddled with holes. I'm not going near that thing again.
No?
What a wild-looking thing.
You gonna give up?
I'm not going near that thing again.
Because of some really creepy imagery? I mean, I get it. That was unsettling.
Well, did you get any milk out of her?
I tried, and failed miserably.
She's a temperamental beast.
Perhaps you could milk her for me?
I'd like to help you, lass, but I've just had a flare-up in me joints. I worked myself too hard this morning. I couldn't bend down to save myself.
You want some CBD?
Is there anything I can do to help?
My wife would say I'm beyond any help. I'm certain of that. But if you know of any remedies for aching joints, please send them my way.
Oh, damn it. Now I gotta go talk to
See what I
Mother
can do,
Mildred.
Mr. Bryden.
I'm going to rest for a while. Ta-ra now.
Ta-ra. I think I should start saying ta-ra.
John Purchase, dearly beloved husband.
What you doing, Toki?
Daddy, I have something for you. I do hope you remember it. I've taken great care of it. I'll fetch it for you now, all right? Daddy, you must remember this. The day that started it all. It's the red urn you buried in the garden for me. My first ever excavation. Where should I put it?
Shelf.
Mother took away all the knickknacks that used to sit on these shelves. The pot might look nicer a little closer to the light anyway.
The perfect spot.
Perfect. It will catch the light from your lamp so nicely. There. I'm going to become a great barrow digger just like you. I hope the pot reminds you of those adventures we had together when I was a child, and how thankful I am for everything you've taught me. Now I must tell you about my visit to Pallinghurst. I found an arrowhead.
Cool. All right. Cool. All right. My name is Jeffrey. Cool. All right. I bet she's gonna want resin and something.
Good day.
Yes?
Do you know of any remedies for aching joints?
You're too young to be suffering from this, surely.
It's for someone else, Mr. Bryden.
Yes. I know just the poultice.
Capital. May I have some?
Well, I don't have the ingredients, I'm afraid.
What do you need to make it?
It's a simple blend made of natural elements. Elderflower and flirtwort. I can make the poultice for you if you bring me these things. Then it just needs to be applied directly to the joints. That should ease his burden.
Thank you.
Applies directly to the forehead.
Where can I find some flirtwort?
Flirtwort is not commonly found around Bewley. It's
Lot
a
of fact,
perennial
lot of good
shrub
that does me.
bears small white flowers. You might find some growing out on moors if you're lucky.
Oh, great.
Thank you. Where can I find some elderflower?
There used to be quite a few elder plants growing here in Herne Wood, but they've long since gone. Nowadays, you might find the shrub growing within a hedgerow or a private garden.
I see. What does elderflower look like?
Elderflowers are small, white, and grow in clumps on the elder shrub. Elder shrubs can grow in all shapes and sizes. Just look out for the clumps of tiny white flowers.
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
No, sorry.
Not to worry. Farewell.
I like the term going spare for extra. Sounds the same as flirtwort. Just look for the white dots. Probably gotta go out. Oh, hey.
This looks like it might be elderflower. I'll take some.
Hell yeah. Private garden my ass.
Excuse me, Miss Bateman. I'm in something of a hurry. Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. Which work is that quote from?
Romeo and Juliet. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, he's gone. Alright. You gonna go need a bleeding? Go check by the, bench. Then by Wally's house. Or maybe... Hey!
Good day, little one. Hello? What's this? A fiddle bow? There's no string. My name is Thomasina. What's yours? Don't be shy. I don't mean you any harm. What are you doing out here all alone on the moors? Do you live here?
Are you mute?
Would you like me to fix your bow so you can play your fiddle again? Yes? Hey!
We're getting quite a list of things to do. Well, this is the devil's toe.
Most peculiar. Perhaps I can mend the bow for her.
How?
If
We don't got
memories of
skills.
my childhood violin lessons serve me right. Bowstring is made from animal hair,
that's what we need
coated in a waxy resin. The strings don't vibrate without it.
Y'all got some flirtwort? I'll pick up this chicken.
You're a sweet little thing, aren't you?
Unhand that chicken. He's over somewhere else. We know he's not home.
Mr. Shoulder told me he'd be at the Plough and Furrow.
I know.
What a peculiar name, the Devil's Toe. I can't quite see the resemblance myself.
We gonna have to shave a goat? I don't think that hair's long enough. What's that this way? This is the way to... I don't think that there was anything here. Or maybe by the Barrow. No? No. Or no, wait, did we check by the creepy tree? What's up? Maybe by the train. There's a couple white dots over there. I don't think that that's where it is. No. Horseshit.
Hello?
He's not in there. Oh, I think that's another building. We can shave the dog.
Mutton pies!
Mutton pies. Oh, are you just a rando? Keep getting thrown by people randomly walking through. There's a new guy.
Hello there.
Yes?
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Ted? Ted Cross?
Pleased to meet you.
Likewise.
Are you a local, Mr. Cross?
Oh no, I'm just passing through. I'm a musician. Just myself, me guitar and me horse.
Why would you come here?
Are you a travelling musician?
There's like four people.
I've been playing a new song tonight. I've just finished the lyrics.
What's it about?
You'll have to come listen.
What do you make of Bewley?
Can't say that I know much about this place. I don't usually travel this far south.
Didn't they all go, you came on that bloody train?
Have you heard of a place called Hobbs Barrow?
Can't say I have, miss. What is it?
Never mind. Thank you for your time.
Make sure you watch my performance later, won't you?
I'll try.
You should know I don't have any money whatsoever. I'm on credit.
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
Sorry, lass. I've none at all.
Never mind.
Hey, Joe,
Goodbye.
you got some milk?
See you soon.
You son of a bitch.
I'm not going to waste my time with him any further. I don't care for being yelled at. I have nothing else to ask for the time being.
Alright. Oh. We can't go in here? I don't have anything in here. You wanna go to
I have
bed?
too much to do today to waste time sleeping.
There ain't shit all in here. I don't think. Prink? Pricka? Let's see.
Mutton pies!
Joe is a prink. I see.
Good day.
Hey up.
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
I'm a blacksmith, not a cattle
I'm
farmer.
aware, Mr. Crozier. Quite.
What do you make of these stones?
Don't look like out to me.
I met a girl at the Devil's Toe. She gave me this broken fiddle bow.
Ha! Well, you've experienced the local folklore firsthand then, lass.
Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
I remember watching Shaun of the Dead on cable, and they made Ed call Pete a prink. Censored. Oh, I see. So, pies, shitty apples, milk, bow, another thing. I think we ought to call it today. We are at time. We gotta find our flowers. Tomorrow. Okay. Thank you for joining me. Monkey fighting snakes on this Monday, Friday plane. The best of censoring. Okay. I will see you later. Farewell.